But from now on, nothing can be the same again. Instinct will lead many of these animals away from the human invasion. They will flee now as they always have in the past. But unlike the past, there is nowhere left to go. While aerial spraying takes place at night, ground spraying teams eliminate any remaining pockets of resistant flies by day. Deadly chemicals like dieldrin, endosulfan, and DDT are commonly used in Africa, and so people and the environment are continually contaminated. It may be difficult to accept that the advocators of these devastating programs are aware of the destructive forces they unleash, but it is a crime that has gone unaccounted for time and time again over the past 20 years. Once these natural areas are invaded by man, the wild animals soon disappear, and then the ecosystems change. These regions evolved over millions of years. The animals and plants living here evolved together, the nature of the one dependent on the nature of the other. Wild animals play an important part in maintaining these sustainable and productive ecosystems. The secret to nature's success is not even remotely understood, though it is generally agreed by scientists that species diversity plays a large part in maintaining a productive ecosystem. The species living in an area are determined by the availability and types of vegetation. Where there are bushes and trees, there are leaf-eating creatures. These are browsers. Most of their moisture requirements are met by the succulent plants and leaves they eat. For most species here, water is the rarest commodity. All animals evolved here developing special ways to cope with drought. The most efficiently adapted animal here is this medium-sized gazelle, the gerenuk. The gerenuk lives entirely on its diet of leaves and does not drink water. Though the gerenuk has been the subject of much scientific study, no one has ever seen it drinking water. Both wild animals and plant life depend on each other. It is a symbiotic relationship. For example, here the impala do more than just eat. They are assisting these plants to reseed. Many plants grow more readily once the seeds have been passed through an animal's digestive system. In this way, seeds are dispersed further afield, where they in time will germinate. The lion, Africa's most formidable predator, can also go for long periods without water. It obtains most of its moisture requirements from the body fluids of the prey it hunts. Predators contribute to the health and maintenance of these natural systems by preying on those individuals least capable of defending themselves, the old, the sick, and the young. Nature favors only the healthy and agile. They are the survivors that reproduce. Lions have a very high reproductive rate. but they also suffer a high mortality. Nature makes no exceptions. It is estimated that over 80% of all lions in the wild die before they get old. The African wilderness has been a great lure to man. He first came to hunt the wild animals here thousands of years ago. But ever since he domesticated animals, he has looked at the wilderness and the wildlife living here and imagined herds of his own animals in their place. Man seems to ignore the fact that Africa's wild animals evolved here and are an important component to the maintenance of these ecosystems. Those species that did not adapt are now extinct. Drought occurs often in Africa, and rivers run dry. For those species that depend on water, drought is a time of extreme hardship, a time when endurance is tested to its limits. The animal with the greatest thirst is the elephant. Elephants depend on their engineering skills to survive long after most surface water is gone. They dig up the dry riverbeds. By successfully striking water, the elephant lures a variety of animals to his excavation. As watering holes dry up, animals from miles around converge on the diggings. But as the elephant numbers increase, they threaten their supply of drinking water. There is not enough to go around, and the competition becomes fierce. They frantically combine their efforts to dig deeper, but these efforts are made futile because of their high numbers. What a short time ago was a viable drinking place is now a mudbath. The elephants will soon be forced to search for water somewhere else. On the other hand, the large concentration of elephants makes life easier for species like the baboon. And baboons live here effortlessly, eating the undigested seeds they pick from the mounds of regularly deposited elephant droppings. For now, they flourish in a world filled with delectable treats. Elephants and man are both very destructive species, and their high numbers can irreversibly change a habitat. An adult elephant eats as much as 300 pounds of food daily. When elephants become concentrated around water, the available vegetation is steadily eaten up. In times of drought, when food is scarce, they spend up to 18 hours a day trying to satisfy their gigantic appetites, stripping bushes and trees of bark and leaves. Though elephants cause this trail of destruction, they are by no means the first to suffer. All species dependent on these woodlands are now endangered. The more selective feeders are the first victims of the elephant's excessive needs. This kudu searches for a few nutritious buds in a leafless world. As more woodland is stripped of bark, the trees die. The once green forest canopy is now gone, and the giraffe, normally safe from starvation because it